Hi, this is just a brief description of a little project that I've just completed, which is a variable power supply, which is shown here. It's something I've built into a case which I already had, very old case, using a lot of bits which I already had, and includes an isolation transformer unit here and a variable transformer here, which enables you to wind up the voltage slowly. This unit is protected with a fuse here, slow blow 2 amp fuse, in case there was ever a short across here, because it's working on radios that might have faults in them and so on. There is also a light bulb in series which can be removed and replaced with a shorting blank, which would connect it directly through instead of having the light bulb. So to start with, I put the bulb in there. Now the output comes through to here, the variable output, and then I can also add an RCD unit which will plug in there to make it that little bit safer. Of course, nobody should work on any mains voltage equipment unless they've been trained or have the proper knowledge to do so. None of this video is to be copied, really. It's just a demonstration for entertainment, and anyone who wants to build one of these should make sure they go into it properly and understand fully what they're doing before they embark on such a thing. So anyway, here's a circuit diagram, and on the left, this part here, this is the isolating transformer, which is actually this unit here, which you can't see most of it because it's below the panel. But that is actually just connecting the mains completely. There's nothing earthed after this casing, and when you're using this, you keep well away from that casing because it is earthed, and the whole point is that you want to be isolated from earth. But you have out on this an output socket which can be used just to give you a normal mains supply but isolated. You need to isolate both the neutral and the earth because they are joined together back at the consumer unit where they come into the house. Therefore, to isolate yourself completely from the mains supply, you need to have no earth from the isolating transformer onwards. Now, on the output of this, these two terminals here, which I've shown on this diagram, we take this across the variable transformer, and the variable transformer has a scale which is graded, and it goes up to around about 270 volts total. It's graded up to about 265. So you can turn the voltage up. There we are. That would be about 60 volts there, and you can wind it up to around your normal mains voltage around here, which I'm having trouble with the camera, but we just get in there. And there we are. So that would give you your normal mains voltage. Well, of course, what I have to be aware of with this one is you can actually wind it up above mains voltage. It will go up to about 270, which will become clearer in a minute. Now, the output of this goes through a 2 amp fuse, which protects this, and then from there the lifeline goes through a light bulb, a normal filament bulb, which can be removed and replaced with a shorting blank. So you can have it with a bulb in circuit or not in circuit. Obviously, if you take the bulb out and you don't put this in, then you'd have an open circuit and nothing would work. So you need to either have the bulb or the shorting blank in there. And it comes back down to a normal socket with the switch on And also I've got in here an RCD unit to give a bit of extra protection. Any RCD unit before the isolating transformer would not see anything that went wrong over here, so it wouldn't give you any protection. So it's a good idea to have one afterwards. The neutral lines, of course, just connect straight through here to the neutral on here. So that's the basis of it, and the idea being that you connect this into the normal main supply, and from here onwards it's all isolated, and this would be your variable outlet, and that's the fixed outlet. So you would plug in, say, the vintage radio into this socket here, and switch the radio on over here, and then you can connect the main supply into the isolating transformer, and now it is connected to there. This switch is off, turn that switch on, and you can wind the voltage up slowly, and as the radio takes current you should see the bulb begin to glow. You wind it up slowly, it's just beginning to glow there, and we're at 140 volts. Now if there was a short on the radio or anything went wrong, what would happen is simply that the bulb would glow brightly, and that would drop the voltage going to the radio, which would keep it from damage, hopefully. Now this scale is fairly accurate. I've tested it against a meter, so I do know that this is approximately the right voltage, so we can gradually increase the voltage, and we're coming up to about 180 volts there, and there's hardly any glow on the bulb, so it's not taking a lot of current. It's beginning to glow a bit more brightly now, and we're allowing it to slowly warm up and gently increase the voltage. 190. We may get something begin to happen when we get to around 200 volts. Nothing heard yet. That's beginning to work. Now I've got to get away from music because of the copyright problems.
Each one in Liverpool won 7 times league this season.
To find some speed, the radio is actually working, and it's working on very low voltage really, because it's on 200 volts plus whatever voltage is dropped across the bulb. As you can see, you can bring up the radio slowly, and if there was any problems, any faulty capacitors in the radio or anything that might cause problems, you are going to protect it with the bulb and the fuse there. Okay, so that's just a brief look at the setup, and obviously you can wind the voltage back down, and then you can put in the blank plug and apply voltage without the bulb, and you can bring it up to the full voltage, but you have to be careful not to go beyond the voltage. You could go too high, so it's a good idea to have a test meter on whatever you're testing and make sure that the voltage you're supplying is correct. Well, that's just the basis of a safety power supply. Thanks for watching.